Hello, everybody. It is KHD and Manou here to bring you the DGBA Quick Feet Season 7 PRs for DGBA Season 19. You ready to
Yeah,
do
well,
this shit?
of course.
Alright, so basically all we did was we went through the teams on our own accord. We made some notes about them, ranked them on our own, and then for everyone except me and Manu ourselves, we just averaged the scores out. And for us two, to avoid bias, I did his purely off mine, and he did mine purely off his score. So we'll
Which is
go
fucking
from
smart.
24 to 1, and then we'll show the full list at the end. So
Yes, sir.
to start things out, I think we all know who's going to be in this spot. We have Yurdunk in Pool A. So where do you want to start with this team?
well, I love the round one pick. Truly, I wish I could have gotten it myself. Unfortunately, I didn't. But yeah, what is this, dude?
I respected the round one Corviknight, but that's kind of where the respect ended.
His best Pokemon on his team is fucking Terra Gargan.
Terra
That's
Gargan's
crazy.
low key nasty though.
It is, but like well, like I said, half his team is weak to ground. It's a rain team, and yet his only ice resist is Basculegion, which means he just loses to fucking Kyurem and stuff.
There's
Yeah,
also just almost no firepower on this team
well, yeah, of
either.
course. His fucking
You have
speed
all
tier is
these like tweener utility mons like Sandy Shock, Cyclizar, Gardevoir, even Pelipper.
all he can do, in my opinion, is bring Pelipper, Basculegion, and Overquill every week, and then just hope he can do something with the rest to make sure they end game. But I don't know. That's going to be insanely hard.
I mean, I don't think he's gonna go 0-8. Someone's gonna fucking lose to this team, and it's gonna be funny. Just if you're watching this and you're in Quick Feet Pool A, don't let it be you.
Kind of glad I'm not in Pool A. I wouldn't want to lose to this.
That's enough of that shit. All right, on to we agreed on this ranking on the worst non-meme team. We have Kraft, and yeah, this is a team of all time.
Yeah, it's like I said it in my rankings there. The team is, it feels like an identity crisis. Yeah,
I actually said
yeah,
pretty much the exact same thing about a team we'll get to in a few picks, but
yeah.
it certainly applies here. Like it started off so good, like Speed Wellspring has a ton of promise, and then there's just non-Terra Excadrill with no sand,
Mm-hmm.
and then
But
Hydreigon, which does fucking nothing this gen, and then just the mons at the bottom outside of Terrain Halucha, just yuck.
I mean, it's Psychic Terrain. It's Psychic Terrain with the Oxys is cool. I'll give him that. But
I mean, it's not really gonna be something you're looking to coordinate all that often. So I mean, I don't count it, but the options there technically, I guess.
the one thing, like the thing I hate most about this team is that he drafted like the Oxys, he drafted Glamora, like two great hazard mons, and then he didn't get a spin block. That just really annoys me.
I mean, he does have two really good spinners, but still.
Yeah, but he needs to, if he wants to keep his own hazards up, he needs to like be able to spin block. That's the point. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, so
Weird.
that team's bad. I'm done talking about it.
He did already play his week 1 game earlier. He
Oh
lost.
yes, I didn't watch the game yet, but
I watched it. It was a 1-0, but he still lost.
well, I guess I'm not watching it now. But
Speaking
on
of the
to
win,
22, we have his week 1 opponent, which was Nala.
mm-hmm.
So this is another team of all time. The top 3 is great, and then it falls off big time after there. I don't know what any of the bottom 4 mons do at all. Even the Monkey Dory, that thing's garbage.
Why did he draft Hatram fucking round 8?
I don't know, man. There were probably like better budget psychics there still. I don't get it.
It's a Hatron, dude. It's a 1-pointer. What? Um, yeah, but I feel like the top 6 is okay, but I feel like the bottom 5 definitely should be reworked. I mean, you can kind of keep Zorwijk, I guess, but like especially the bottom 4 should be reworked. And it feels like there's a very like he has a lot of common weaknesses. It feels like ground and rock, edgequake, limited resists. I don't know.
Another problem of mine is both of his Terra caps like kind of suck without Terra.
True. I mean, Chio's alright, but Ogrepon without Terra is not good.
Nah, Chiu's a fucking fraud without Terra. I don't like it without Terra. It's
Yeah,
just
this is why I'm not a fan of drafting like 2 top tier Terramons, because one, like, you're never going to be able to bring both at the same time, so one of them is going to be like always less value than you picked it up for.
I mean, yeah, my Terra Ogre Pond Dodrio core was gonna go hard, and then Has shot it down like the fucking snake he is.
There's always next season, man.
True. What
Also,
is my second
does he
Terra?
even
Honestly, I forget, but
I'm
we'll
just
get.
noticing, like, he doesn't have a snowscape mon, right? Why the fuck did he pick Bertic?
I mean, Beast, but like he's never bringing it.
No, it's not. It's never coming unless he wants to bring manual snowscape.
I have also never seen an Altaria do anything.
I've seen it do something once. Fucking fire spin perish strong craft something, but then if he didn't switch out, it just
That's
died.
diabolical.
That was funny, but at least it did something.
All right, next up, I believe we have yes, JP. All right, so Mono Hazard Setter Earthworm for a team that would really like to have hazards.
It's also his only psychic resist, so lots of pressure on Earthworm.
Oh yeah, he doesn't have a dark type either. Yeah, I
Yeah,
guess
but
that is
like,
kind of bad.
yeah, but what I noticed about this team is like he lacks a lot of utility. Like obviously, hazards, but like his pivots are like meh. He doesn't have a lot of knockers. He doesn't have a lot of taunt, encore, whatever. Like he really lacks a lot of utility, which I feel like is going to be really hard for him to like actually.
Blastoise is a fine spinner, but I wouldn't call it cope removal.
Well, no, it's not cope removal, but like his removal is alright, I guess. But like outside of that, his utility is not good.
I will
Which
say though,
like
he
that's
probably would like another spinner, especially if the Blastoise is Terra.
well, in Amorous does
Yeah, he took
not really
Raw
want
Raging Bolt round 2. I don't know
Mhm.
what was up with that.
Yeah, you said like on your notes you have Terra Blastoise over Sneasler.
I don't want to talk
Sneasler is
about it. I
fucking
don't want to talk
terrifying.
about it. I noticed it just now.
I know, but Raging, like you definitely could have fucking Terra'd Raging over Blastoise. Like that makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
Why is there a Ditto?
Why does anyone draft Ditto? It's so fucking bad.
It's just like, oh, maybe they'll not run setup because I have a Ditto. Oh, guess again.
No, nobody gives a fuck about Ditto.
Oh,
Fuck
nah.
Ditto.
I like the top 4, but top 5 even. Talonflame is alright, I guess, but the bottom 3 is just like Ursaluna feels so unnecessary. Like you could have picked a better ground here. And with the points you win from getting a cheaper ground, you can do a lot more with your team to like improve it, in my opinion.
Yeah, so you don't have to spend 4 fucking points on Ditto.
Yeah. Actually, we were like go for removal, but Talonflame gets defox, so it's alright actually.
Oh, yeah. I don't know
Completely
what
missed it.
keeps or loses defog anymore. It's hard to keep track.
It's
But
not
yeah,
like he wants
Blastoise T
to.
Flame together is probably
Mhm.
fine.
Yeah, it's not like he's gonna care about defogging anyway because it's only Rocker is Earthworm. Unless he wants to run
Alright.
T-Spike Sneasler every week. Alright, moving on.
Who's next? K Savage. Okay. Yeah, Terra Wellspring team that doesn't really help out Terra Wellspring all that well.
Yeah,
I think it
it's
probably needs a much better fire than Rotom Heat, for sure.
hmm
I mean, Corviknight is nice for grasses defensively, but also, what the
yeah.
fuck is a Rabsca?
It's if it does something, it's gonna be with like trick room, weakness policy, whatever. That's the only sets I've really seen work. But it's a weird moment. It's probably not gonna come often. It does get revival blessing though, but
The Terra Hitmontop is a fucking disgrace. I'm actually gonna go to Ohio and arrest this motherfucker.
well, I mean, I can kind of see why it would be useful, but still, it's like Hitmontop is never gonna be offensive. So, but I mean, you can turn it into a ghost type and like have a spin blocking spinner. I guess that's cool, but
Surely
what?
one of these mons up here only Terras for like one more point and is better than
Probably because he
Hitmontop.
just didn't need anything else, so he was like, "Fuck it, Altera." But I fucking hate the fucking normal Iron Boulder pick as well. Like that mon is so bad without Terra. I would
It's
never
bad
draft it.
with Terra.
Yeah, but without Terra, it's even worse.
Oh my god. As far as I'm concerned, the quicker we get through the shitty teams, the quicker we get to the actually teams worth talking about.
True. No offense, K Savage.
No full offense.
Oh.
All right. Next we have Jens or Shanks or whatever the fuck your name is. Your team kind of, eh.
Yeah, I really don't like this team. There's so much wrong with it. Like,
It's just
Chiyu
a
is the
worse
only
version of
fire
my
he has.
MLP team from last season.
Way worse. Like his only fire and ghost resist is Chiyu. He has 3 huge shared weaknesses, terrible speed tiers. Like the fucking gap between Thorn and Chiyu is insane. No spikes. Drill is his only removal, which limits it a lot. I'm just
Dude,
reading off everything I
if
said,
you
but like there's
swapped
too much.
Hippo for T-Tar, it would actually solve a lot of what you said.
Mm-hmm. Even then, I don't know. The fucking the bottom tree is so bad as well. Like I don't know. I don't like it.
Hippo is so bad. I hate it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not good.
If you can get Tyranitar, I don't know if it's free, but I feel like no one drafted it. I would definitely get it if I were you. Ian's.
Also
But
takes
then
the pressure off Chiyu trying to be a dark type as well.
I don't know though. Does sound affect Tornadus in any way? It doesn't, right?
No, you
Like,
it's Hurricane's still
oh,
70%.
alright, then it's fine.
It's just stun
Slowking and
that does
Thorn don't
it.
care about sound chips, so in that sense, it actually works out pretty well. But yeah, that's like the only thing I like about this team. He got regen and sand.
Yeah, regen sand definitely works. I can say that from experience, but
Mm-hmm. And the offense on this team feels like so mid as well. Like yeah, Terra Hands is really good, obviously, but Terraless Drill is whatever. Terraless Chiyu is okay, but it's gonna be like the main thing he has like every week, unless he wants to bring offensive tornadoes every week, which is fair. It's Terra. But some weeks he obviously won't be able to because his defensive mons consist of Hippowdon, Empoleon, and Alchemy. No, it's Loki.
all right, who's oh yeah, all right. So here's my multiple personality disorder team.
Oh.
There are so many good Pokemon on this team, and they're just not gonna work together at all. And I
the main
hate it that way.
the main thing I hate about this team is that like Zapdos is his only ground resist or immunity. Like everything else is either weak or neutral to ground, which puts a lot of pressure on Zapdos, obviously. And then
Cryzil,
his
Levitate, Gengar.
yeah. And then his hazard satyrs are Garchomp, Infernape, and Mew, which is alright, but like none of them really want to run hazards outside of like Garchomp. So in that sense, I don't really like it still, but it's whatever.
You could afford to run it occasionally, but you don't really
Yeah,
want to, like especially on Mew.
exactly. And like on Mew, it's just to wait. Infernape can afford to, but then it's just like, eh,
I mean, Garchomp runs hazards more this gen anyway because it gets spikes now, but
yeah, it does. Tank Chomp is really good, but on this team, I don't know if it wants to be Tank Chomp that much though.
yeah, the one Terra also bothers me just because like
It's a Kingdra.
there's so many good mons on this team that could benefit from it. Not maybe the budget doesn't work or something,
Harder though,
but like
like
just Terra the Politoed at that point. Like, what do you have to
I mean,
lose? You're not
Kingdra is
bringing
definitely.
Pikachu. You have a fucking Zapdos.
If I were him, I would have teared Scizor as well. But I don't know. Terra Scissor is weird. But it's like the best thing he has. Terra and Fernape is whatever. I don't really like that much. Or obviously Mew, of course. What am I saying? I didn't notice Mew.
Yeah, like this team is all over the place, but there are enough good mons on it to where like there is just a lot of general versatility that I think Pure could get away with.
Yeah, I mean it'll be a fine team. It's just weird. I don't know.
It'll win games. I don't know how
It's only
many,
removal of
but
Scizor as well, by the way. Which is like if you're bringing defog on Scizor every week, you've drafted like a very expensive defogger for no reason because Scizor does not want to run defog. Like if someone clicks defog on Scizor on the, I'm gonna be happy.
I mean, I have Great Tusk and MLP, and I've still found that Scissor likes running defog a lot on my team so far. So
Interesting.
that's more to
All
take
right.
the pressure off of Great Tusk, but still.
Yeah, but in this sense, it's his only removal, so it doesn't really work that
He
well.
doesn't have a choice, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
All right. Let's move on
17th, we
to.
have Sceptile Scythe with a Fraudafin team. Yeah, this is just a worse version of my DGBA team from last season. Palafin,
I mean,
Moth, Oricorio.
this is like the first team I think is actually decent though. Like I don't really like any of the ones we just went through, but this one is actually decent in my opinion.
If I put the Palafin hate aside, I think it's okay.
I mean, Palafin is It's a good mon. It's just like not hard to use, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, he does indeed have cope removal.
I mean, there are issues with this team. Like the fucking the upper speed tiers are very bad. Obviously, you have Electrode, but that doesn't really count because nothing is gonna speed creep an Electrode. Like unless like maybe the Oxes, I guess. Nice. um, yeah, removal is shit. There's a bit of a shared ice weakness, and his only flying resist is Klefki, which is like whatever. It's not really super flying weak either, but still it can be like abusable. But yeah, other than that, it's a fine.
That's something he can have some trouble with.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Klefki's gonna be forced to come like every week, I think.
Yeah, but that's stomachable, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Klefki's a decent one.
I like Klefki enough to where I wouldn't have a problem with bringing it every week. Should it happen?
I hate facing Klefki. I have this guy week 1. Of course, he has Klefki.
Well, do better.
No.
Alright. 16, we have Leaf with, I think, what is the most mid team in the entire league.
Yeah, it exists, but it's decent.
There's nothing inherently bad about it either.
Yeah. I mean, he does have a lot of common weaknesses, like I said. Like, I is fighting ground steel. That's a lot of ways to take advantage of like, breaking his team. But still, if the mons on it are good. They have decent synergy, so it's alright.
Yeah, for sure. Sinistra's gonna be, like, checking every single ground. I guess that and Wheezing, but...
Also, he only has 2 pivots. He doesn't have spikes. It's a very slow team, weird speed tiers. Like, there's issues with it, but it's still a decent enough team for it to function well.
Yeah, they're good. They're good mons to make it work.
Yeah, I like the Dark Rider up. I almost took that myself as well.
I was in DGBA VC while going over some of these teams, and I heard some people complaining about the Terra Keldeo, but I think it's fine here.
I've never seen Terra Keldeo before. I don't know what it would.
I can't really think of a time that I've seen it either. I can't really think of a reason that it would be bad or good. I think it would just be there.
Isn't it just like?
We'll see what happens.
I feel like it just runs Terra Water like 90% of the time. It's just gonna be one of those Greninja types. But I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. All right.
We'll see.
15 is Agency. Yes. Another Fraudafin team, but at least it's a little bit better.
Bro, drafted fucking Terra Screen.
Honestly, I don't feel like shitting on that.
It's gonna be weird. I
I
feel like
thought his
he's gonna.
chat justification for it was a little weird,
What was it?
but he said apparently it's a good late game sweeper. Like, bro, it's not Iron Moth.
I mean, uh, I've used Screamtail before. No, that thing does like 10% to anything. What?
I remember
I guess.
last season when I played K Savage and DGBA and I had Iron Moth and he had Scream Tell. I literally ran weakness policy because Psychic did fucking half to me.
Jesus Christ. I mean, but like the one thing I noticed on this team, like look at his mons and then look at like fairy types. Like he doesn't really deal with them well. Like he has Fortress and Amoongus, but like none of those. I feel like he's gonna end up running like Terra Steel or Terra Poison Screamtail like 90% of the time because of that.
I mean, I don't think physical fairies give this team much trouble with the fortress there, but I could definitely see the argument for special being an issue.
Yeah, special fairies are gonna be really annoying.
Otherwise, I think it's a fine enough team. It'll
It's decent.
do well. I think the speed tiers are good too because he has
Actually,
some
no,
faster stuff.
speeders aren't that great because like there's the gap between Dragapult and Screamtail is very real, which means mons like Iron Bundle and everything that basically outspeeds Screamtail can run Modest
Bundle
Radaman.
kind of does fuck this team up
Yeah, like
badly.
the bundle matchup is gonna be really annoying.
And I
Different.
think he has some good enough surfers to make it work. But I mean, again though, you are forced into that, I guess.
Yeah, like this team has issues. Like if he had like 120 mon, 125, whatever, the team would be really good speed tier wise. But I don't like these speed tiers, especially because Screamtail doesn't want to run max speed every single week, and kind of forced to here.
I mean, oh wait, I was gonna say something stupid. I was gonna say Thundy is also 111, but
No,
that's
that's
incarnate.
incarnate. Thunder's Tyrion is 101.
Plus you've Ape at 108. It's not that much further down.
Mm-hmm.
All right, 14 is Mustang. Yes, Terra Blaziken. It is free. And you
I
still Terra'd Glaceon for some fucking reason.
mean, it's 2 points. Who cares?
I care, bro. It was leaked in DGBA VC that he was planning to go Terra Toxicroak and he bitched out of it. Automatic penalty in my book.
Oh. I mean, I like this team actually. I put it pretty high, but like, there's not much wrong with this team in my opinion. Like, the utility is good, aside from the only removal being Toad Scroll, and that his only thing for Ghost is really Roaring Moon, which is it's a good Ghost switch in, but most Ghosts do have
But he has Spectrier, so honestly, not a huge issue.
Yeah, I mean, like, I guess the best Ghost is his, but still. I don't know. Oh, and
And then
there's
it falls off of a cliff. So I mean, if you have Spectrier, it's just.
yeah.
I think it's more of a minor issue, honestly.
Yeah, and then there's like the speed gap between Thundros and Roaring Moon is a little bit abusable, but like barely. So it's whatever. This is a solid team.
I think that's a bit of a nitpick because that's only by a
Yeah,
few points. I think that it's
it is a
literally
nitpick.
just. I think it's literally 117, 118 that abuse it, just the two of them.
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
Actually, 116 too, technically. So I guess Valiant would be neutral nature against this team.
Valiant can run like Adam and Modest here, yeah.
Duly noted. Anyway, Cope removal, Terra Glaceon, scrapped
Yeah,
Terra Toxicroak, Mustang
I do.
shafted me.
Yeah, but the utility is nice. Like he has Yuxi, Tinkaton, Quillfish. All of those are really good
Yeah.
utility. The bottom 3 is just
Like I
like
know, say I like the
weird.
top 7 a lot, but the bottom 3 make no sense. I guess I mean the
The
Toad
right,
Scroll makes
right on
sense,
special.
but like it's a fucking Toad Scroll, bro.
Nah, it's
I'm
not.
sure you
Those
could
cool
have
can.
found a better spinner.
Yeah, there's still definitely better ones left, and the Rhydon can be reworked into literally anything.
For sure. 13 is metal, yes. Okay. So yeah, it started out great, and then you got Serena and fucking ruined everything.
Why do you hate Serena so much?
It's not good at all.
It's not that great, but it's alright.
Also
I
coke
like.
removal because it's just Serena.
Well, yeah, but looking at his team though, it's not really Hazard weak. I mean, there's Mott is gonna be running boots, I guess, over booster, but even then, it's whatever. Like he has regen, he has Gliscor, which just heals away. He has Urshifu, which resists
Maybe
hazards.
could
Like,
just do a better job of protecting the moth is all.
yeah, that's true, but like it's whatever. I don't really think this team is gonna struggle that much with
And I'm
hazards
not
unless
sure
it's.
what a fucking Meowstic does, but
The only thing here is right if he. No, actually, never mind. I was gonna say he doesn't have a grounded poison, but I forgot what was a poison type. um, yeah, but the main issue with this team for me is like after the top three, everything is basically a support Pokemon. Like, okay, Braviary can be offensive, I guess, but most people run it defensively nowadays. Like, Gliscor is defensive, Tinkaton is defensive, Serena defensive, Aloe, and so on and so on. Like, he's going to really be relying on his Spectre or Shifu and his Terrorless Moth to break everything, which is not that good, in my opinion.
and I think that's all fair points. But again, good enough team to where
Yeah, it's
you can bring all five of those mons every week, and then
yeah,
just one of the other mons. Think you can get
yeah,
away with that most of the time for sure.
definitely. So,
12, we
but
have Wigglytuff. So just making the top half, we have a very similar team to my BPL team. Yeah, Hammerot, Lando, Rabombi, couple similar
mm,
mons and similar roles. I think I like this team a little bit better though.
no, there's not much wrong with this team. Like, um, most of the things I wrote down are actually positive. Like, um, the only thing I didn't like much about his team, I remember, is that his only hazard mons are obviously Samurott, but then his only rockers are Landorus and Colossal, which basically means he has to run rocks on Lando every single week, unless Colossal comes, I guess.
Yeah.
But
He's
even then,
got
I don't
good
know.
hazard control too with Goldengo and
Mhm,
Tentacruel. So
true, and Colossal as well, and Default Good.
yeah. I do think Zarude should be Tara. I
Yeah,
get it.
I
I
I
get it
feel like.
if the points didn't work, but like what do any of those mons at the bottom do to where you can't
Nah, but
make that change?
even like fucking Terra Landers and Golden Go, I feel like it's not a good Terra captain. Like, it's just unterra both of those honestly and make Zarude a Terra. It would be 10 times better.
I think gold is fine. I'm not sold on Lando though.
Besides, he can just like remove some of his bottom mons. It's not like he needs 11 mons. I don't like 11 mons teams.
Yeah, I think that's fair. All right, on to number 11. We have Pasta, and yeah, I know you have some issues with this team, but I
Definitely,
personally really like it.
I don't like this team that much. Like, he's very Ghost and Fire weak with his fucking Samurott being the only resist to both, which Samurott is like oftentimes a lead. The Frostlass is completely useless. I know his girlfriend wanted him to pick, but still, like, why would you ever bring a Frostlass if you hammer
This is
Sam?
why we don't let women control us.
Exactly, exactly. And in general, I feel like this team kind of lacks power,
Stand your ground.
but it does have good speed tiers and utility, so it's an alright team. I feel like Frostlass should definitely be reworked, or just break up with your girlfriend. That's fine too. And basically, if you drop Frostlass for something that resists fire and ghost or both, this team is 10 times better. But the Frostlass is completely useless. Like, you have to drop it.
I was trying to trying to think of like a Pokemon themed bros before hose, but I can't think on the spot.
Not your fucking pickup lines again, dude.
Don't get me started. We don't have time for that. But I like this team a lot just because it fits. It really just fits my playstyle. It speaks to me. is a decent amount of speed, some good scarfers, good setup options. There's some good utility on the bottom. I don't get the double ghost, but I think that's kind of
Well,
minor.
it's his girlfriend. That's the that's the double ghost.
But yeah, I liked this team, so there's a bit of a discrepancy here. So he ends up in the middle at number 11. Speaking
Yes,
of alleged discrepancy, number 10 we have Manou.
I like my team.
Listen, like it's not like I said your team was bottom 4. I just said it was good, not great.
Hmm. Agree to disagree. No, but like, I feel like my team in general, like obviously the removal could be better, but I feel like Cinderace and Cryogonal is decent enough to where it can be like whatever. My team isn't Hazard weak at all either. I don't have a single Pokemon weak to rocks aside from Cinderace. I have a bunch of Levitate Mons, so it's whatever. Which it's kind of a downside because I have grassy terrain, but whatever. I really like my speed tiers. Like my team is really
The speed
fast as
tiers
hell.
are really good, yeah.
Yeah,
Also,
and I have
just a
like a
very fast team in general.
yeah, like it's fucking like there are no gaps. Everything is like there. I feel like I have like 4 Mons or something that are below base 100. Let me see: Rotom, Diancie, Rillaboom, and Bronzong. Yeah, everything is base 100 or above aside from those two. Those hazards are like a weak point. Like I have to bring Diancie, Flygon, or Bronzong every week to get hazards up, but that's not great. I'll give you that. But other than that, I feel like there's not much wrong with this team.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
what do you
quick
want to say?
change is not removal, but bite me.
Well, in a sense, it is because, like I said, my hazard setters aren't great. So if I just don't bring hazards, I can just throw them away to my
So
opponent.
again, whose fault is that?
but what is a Mazda team, by the way? I didn't know what that meant.
Oh, I guess you don't know. So basically, Mazda is a car company here in the States. And they used to have these commercials where they have like a kid in the background say "zoom zoom."
Oh, I see.
It's literally just a compliment to the speed tiers, is all it
Oh
is.
yeah. All right. Yeah. All right. I mean, I don't really have anything else to say. So if you're done,
Yeah. Uh, let's get this shit off my screen. Number 9, we have
do it
Todao,
out.
or however the fuck
This
you
one's really
say it.
high.
With yeah, another discrepancy here. Like even that, like I get that this is like a pretty slow team, but it's also just like it's very momentum filled, and I think he can abuse that really well, especially with the Terras that he picked.
Yeah. It's a good team. Like the Mons running are good. Don't get me wrong, but there are two huge flaws on it that I couldn't warrant putting it high because like only having one ghost resist and it's Meowscarada, which is paper, is very bad. And then Annihilate is his only rock resist, but it's Terra Annihilate. So it's like a lot of the time he's not even gonna have a single rock resist on the team unless he goes like Terra Steel or whatever. But Annihilate don't really run Terra Steel that often.
I mean, to be fair, his only rock weakness is Cryo, and since he does not have cope removal like a certain someone else in this call, it's not going to come as much.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying like that. There's easy ways to break this team if you have the tools to.
I think he does
Uh,
have to play a certain way for this team to do well, and that is just straight BO. I know BO is not supposed to work in Swish, but I think this is a team that can do it quite well.
Annihilate teams tend to be like the best bulky offense teams, so in that sense, it's good. Like I didn't really find much wrong with this team other than the fucking weak points with resists and the speed being not that great. Other than that, it has like a really nice utility, really nice support options, a lot
I
of
think
pivots
I
as
think
well.
he
Like
can work around it too, for sure.
it's a good team. I would just like to see the weaknesses patched if possible. I feel like the toxicity isn't really that necessary here.
Yeah, I don't really know what it's doing there, but I mean,
Hmm.
there's
Doesn't really
probably better budget electrics. Honestly,
well.
eight's probably way too many points for it.
Yeah, I don't know. Toxicity is strong, but like without Terra, it's whatever.
It's one of those weird tweener mons that like you wish was good but isn't.
Yep.
At 8, we have endless low tier god gadgets with this very intriguing team.
Yeah, I like this one. Let me see. I wrote a lot of things down.
I mean,
Oh
I
yeah,
think he's absolutely disgusting for Terra Petron. That thing's gonna be a monster.
yeah. I just used Terra Petron in PGP, and I really liked it. It's really cool to prep with.
So gross, probably.
So
Uh,
the issues with this team I found is that the hazard options aren't super good. Like that's only shocks and deoxys and King Gambit, I guess, if you count that. So you're gonna have to run hazard bot shocks or hazard bot deoxys a lot. There's an abusable speed gap between Enamorous and Talonflame, which is pretty huge, so it's like not great. And he's Bolt Beam weak, which is whatever, but Terra Electric types are going to be strong, of course. And it's also like, aside from Arboliva, his special defense is really bad. So I feel like he's going to run AV a lot of the time.
and I don't like our Believer either. So
It's alright, but it really needs Terra to be decent. And also his pivots aren't all that. It's just Talon and Shocks and Quackable. And I guess
I'm
Petra.
also not
I don't,
fully in on the raw gambit.
I don't know. I don't like King Gambit without Terra. Even with Terra, it's weird, but
Yeah, but
I.
I think you can roll those top six a lot of the
Mm-hmm.
time and be fine.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, like there are some 9-mon teams here that where just like people either drafted dog shit at the bottom or just like all 9 like you actually have to prep for, which I think is the case with our next team, me.
Oh, you. Yeah, I put you. I actually put you higher than you put yourself. That's funny.
Not
Um.
I didn't really want to humble myself, but I did think there were better teams.
I
Not to say my
mean, there
team
are.
isn't bad. I think it's good. I'm excited to use it because there's a lot of things I haven't used yet.
Well,
Mostly
I've.
those top 3 in Arcanine.
Yeah, I think it's a good team. It's pretty similar to my MLP team from last season. I've used Valiant.
I'd say Overquill too, but you forced me to draft it kicking and screaming, so
It was at least I was helping you. Yeah, but what did I wrote down? Offensive Ghost could be an issue for this because all of Overclock is your only resist, and Overclock doesn't really want to take on stuff like Spectre because its def is so bad. So it could be like forced into AV a lot, which is another point because your special defense isn't that great. Like Alumomola is mostly physically defensive, Iron Treads is physically defensive. Mesprit is decent, I guess, but you're gonna run AV a lot on Treads, I think, because of this issue. Your special offense also is kind of non-existent. Like our Valiant, sure, but Valiant loves to run special, but its physical attack is still higher. Mesprit, if you want to count that, I guess. But other than that, Noivern and Ampharos are really your only special attackers, and Ampharos is a 2-pointer. Good utility and speed tiers, though. I like it a lot.
yeah,
There's
I
issues
think
with
it
this
could
team.
work quite well for sure.
There's issues with this team, but it's going to be easy to work around them. Not to mention you have 2 really good Terra captains, and Arcanine doesn't need Terra to be good, so I like that a lot in that sense.
Yeah, for sure. And also on the AV thing, they used to call me Ryan Assault Vest Downey in high school, so we'll be all set there. I
All
love
right,
Assault Vest. I think it's like it's such a good item.
it's a good item,
My
yeah.
biggest problem with it is that there isn't a physical version of it that boosts your defense.
That will be broken, but let's not get into that right now. Anything else you want to add?
Um, go Devils. Anyway,
All right, he's a Sage
Sage
Spike.
Spike. So first and foremost, cyberbullying works, but again, oh fuck, I misspelled his name, but
Did you?
Sajib Psych.
Psych.
Oh Jesus.
No, but, let me defend
Psych,
his
just like he
transaction
said
though.
on those transactions.
Yeah, but let me defend them because obviously he shouldn't have made them. The transactions were terrible, but I get why he made them because one of the points I wrote down was Incineroar is all he has for ghosts, and like Incineroar is not a Dragapult check. Incineroar barely checks Bactrier. So I get why he made the Dunsparce trade, but dropping Terra from bundle was a terrible way to achieve this. You could You could drop your fucking Colossal or whatever, drop the Lurantis, and I don't know. Yeah, you can, but I don't know if you can afford the Dunsparce with that. Either way, there are definitely better ways to achieve whatever you were trying to accomplish. But other than that, there's really not much wrong with this team. Like, there's the speed tiers are a bit meh on top, but other than that, it's fine.
Yeah, I like a lot of this team across the board. There's like a few random things that I don't like. Like there's a Lurantis there, but I also would
Yeah,
have bitched heavily about the Terra Mesprit, but thankfully staying with Bundle.
Terra. Like, if you drop Terra from bundle, this
What?
team becomes
What?
infinitely
What
more
the fuck
shit.
does a Terra Mesprit even do? Like,
Well, it's levitate and Terra is a recipe for success, but still, it's still a Mesprit.
yeah, it's not doing much. Number
I've seen.
5, Zeb Strake him down with.
Oh, this guy.
I really like this. I think it's the best defensive team in the league. Like the backbone alone enough is inclusion for top 3. Obviously, you don't feel the same way. I think there are
Well,
just like some smaller issues, obviously, that prevented me from putting it higher. But overall, I think this is a really good team that's going to win games.
it's a good team and it's a good player, so it's gonna do well. But let me just like the main thing I don't like about this team. It's a very defensive team, right? And then his removal is Bramblegast, which means his defensive mons are gonna have to run boots a lot, or he's gonna get fucked by hazards if he doesn't bring Bramblegast, which is Bramblegast. It's not gonna come to every game. And then the fucking Jolteon was a really sad way of saying like, okay, I have no speed. Let me just get Jolteon because he has a Rotom Wash. Why would
Yeah,
you ever bring Terrorless Jolteon?
just to tell everyone at home that I almost did that with my team, and I told Has no.
No, you should never draft Terrorless Jolteon. I really hate that pick. But yeah, defensively, this is a very good team. It's going to be very matchup dependent, I feel like. But if he has a good matchup, he should be able to win no problem. Still, I would like to see some more offense, though, if possible. Drop the Jolteon; it's useless.
Yeah.
That's all.
4 we have Legendary Superior with this very very fun team.
Yeah, I like this team. There's no real weakness in it.
I mean, there's another Ditto, and that thing is fucking useless. But
Well, it's the same thing here. I made it one of my points. It's a very strong team overall, but the bottom 3 is very weird. Like I at least I understand the Meowstic. He won screens, I guess.
I get the Ambipom too.
Speed tier, I guess. It's otherwise a pretty slow team, but still, the Ditto is useless. The Ambipom could be better. Meowstic is Scope. It's not going to come, I think. But I like the speed tiers here. The hazards could be better, but the pass, like the Metagross Dumbfan, is decent enough. And that's pretty much all I have to say.
I think I like the Terra Ogie Dogie, but I'm not sure.
It's not going to be bringable much over Raging Bull, that's for sure. But it's still I've seen Terra Okidogi. It's cool.
Yeah, I definitely think it's a mon he can make work for sure. All right, on to our top 3. At number 3, I believe this is Golden Cyber. Yes.
I think this is the best team in Pool A. I ranked him second on my personal list.
It's A. Yeah, this was my best A too. Oh, we'll see at the end because we have the full thing. But yeah.
Actually, I don't know if it was. I think yours is Zip Striker. Yeah, yours was Zip Striker. Anyways, I think I thought it was funny that like everything on this team either resists fighting or is weak to it. Almost everything, anyway. But I really like the hazard control here.
Cinderace, yeah.
Yeah, but I really like the hazard control here. There's some really good utility picks in like Uxie and Zapdos and Quillfish. And yeah, it's just a strong team. It reminds me a little bit of Vini's team from last season, actually. The only real issue I have with this team is that Treads is the only rock resists, which again means he's like a little weak to Edgequake and stuff like that. But
His only rock weaknesses are Zapdos, which is wearing boots most of the time, but I mean that doesn't stop normal rock attacks. And then Cinderace, which is Terra, and I was gonna say Protean. I stopped myself. Libero.
Yeah, I mean it's a fine team. The rock weakness is like a minor flaw. It's just gonna be abusable if the person has like a really good offensive rock type or something, but those are like rare anyway. So
I also saw a bunch of people crapping on him for the Terra Cinderace. I think that's dumb. I actually really like it on this team.
I don't know. I considered terroring mine myself, but I just didn't seem worth it. I don't. I just feel like Terra Zapdos even could have been better here than Terra Cinderace, but whatever. I've never seen it used before.
I think I like it.
What does it do though? Like, it only works on Blaze sets, so it's like it would only be to like fill a certain coverage slot, right?
No, I mean, can Terra out of being prio weak too. Like if you're playing Palafin, you can Terrasilize out of being weak to it.
Grass or whatever, but still, I feel like it's gonna be like obviously Zarude is the better Terra here, so it's not a big problem anyway.
Yeah, he's gonna be running that a majority of the time.
In that regard, like Cinderace is barely a price increase. I think it was like 2 points. Even if he terred Zapdos or whatever, it would have basically been the same
Zapdos
team.
Is also 2.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
So it's like you can change it there, Cinderace, but it's whatever. Yeah.
All right. Number 2, we have Vinny the Winnie. And we have another MLP imitation team of mine, but this one's actually better than mine.
Yeah, this is a really good team.
Yeah, mostly because it doesn't have a fucking Iron Boulder on it, but...
No, but like I did find some flaws with this team, but they're very minor. Like just like he has limited resists to Fire Fairy and Ghost. A bit ice weak, but it's whatever. He has a ton of good ice resists.
I think the speed gap between Bundle and Torn literally that's the main one. I think that literally just means that 135 gets modest, and that's it. Not even actually.
Tornadus is base 100 and 101.
Oh, Torn,
111. 111, yeah.
Torn,
so
it's that's a little bit worse.
Yeah. It's not going to be super abusable. It's still abusable, though. Besides, it's a Tornadus, like, it's not going to come often.
Just Ogre Pond right after, that'll do it.
Oh, yeah, true. I forgot about that. Still, the utility is pretty good, in my opinion, though.
Usually and also, if you draft a Kamala, it's cope removal, but you have Great Tusk there, so, I mean, Kamala's kind of just there whenever you play Spectre.
Does Kamala even beat Spectre? I feel like it doesn't.
I'm it's sure there's some bullshit way where it works.
Whatever. We'll see. Yeah, I like this team. It's a good team.
All right, so, and well, I mean, if you're in Quick Feet, you know who the number one person is. It's Hydra, and we agreed on it too.
Yeah, my goat. I like this team. Like, this is one of
so gross.
Yeah,
I wish I could use it.
It's one of like the only 2 teams, in my opinion, that had like no common weakness at all. Like, I couldn't find one. I really like it. Great utility. There's good speed tiers, pivots, status spam, and he has a lot of hazards, a lot of taunt and encore. The spinner is Terops, which is great, obviously. I just feel like the only flaw I could find.
One of the few spinners that could stand on its own.
Yeah, the only flaw I could find with this team was that it lacks physical firepower. Like, it's basically gouging and Hariyama. That's kind of it.
You can make other mons work with physical though. Like Thunder and Gren have good physical stats that you can use from time to time. Obviously not ideal, but
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it lacks firepower. Like, obviously Thunderous and Greninja can be physical, but will they be? Probably not.
Yeah, I think that's very fair. And then my problems with this team is just the overall mon selection. I think raw Iron Crown. It'll be disappointing. I don't think it's that good, but
Yeah, it's an interesting pick, but still, it's an Iron Crown is decent.
I think Swalot is hella overrated by its roll compression ability. I don't think it's that good, but obviously it's a 2-point mon, very minor. Still my favorite team in the division.
I mean, it's a cope crown, it's poison, it's whatever. It's like toxic spikes.
There you go. That's exactly the term I was looking for.
Toxic spikes are good in this team for sure, but like he does have Gliscor, he does have Iron Crown, he does have Thunderous, he has Boots Terrapago. So is it Boots Gouging Fire even? So is it even worth running Toxic Spikes? Probably not.
Yeah, I guess not.
In that sense, Swallow is probably never going to come, but it's I really like this team. The offensive pressure from Greninja and Gouging and Terrapagos is going to be really good. The Iron Crown and Thunderous can serve as good breakers as well. Really good at utility picks and Whimsicott and Houndstone. I really like Houndstone, by the way. I like that pick.
Houndstone locate. I just played Spoink in MLP this week, and I really overlooked it. Not that it mattered. I got boned by his other mons, but
Yeah, I had it in fucking MLP last season, and it was so fun to build with. Like it basically walls almost any physical attacker. It's so cool. It's so cool.
stupid.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
All right.
well, we've gone over all the teams now, and here are the final results. We have Pool A in blue and Pool B in red. Safe to say, red wins. Red always wins.
Yeah, I like Pool B is definitely the stronger pool in my opinion, but opinions are opinions. That's
I was of
strong.
the opinion going into the draft that they're pretty equal, but I guess the drafts are not very equal. So that'll wrap it up for our PRs. If you don't agree with anything, go out and prove us wrong.
Yes, sir.
And yeah, that's it. Have a great season, boys.